one big key difference when you set up to the driver than to the irons. Get the right strike, maximum launch and distance. Feel like we're driving the ball forward. Hi golfers, welcome to Andy Cheers Golf. Today we're going to have a look at the iron swing and the driver swing, how they differ, and there's a few simple tips that can help you improve both. How many people can hit irons good and not the driver, or they can hit the driver good and not the irons? So today we're going to have a look at how to improve both so that you can get some consistency in your game. So the common differences between the iron and the driver are mainly going to be in the setup, and the setup's going to affect how you deliver the club into the ball. So let's take a look at the iron setup. Okay, when you're setting up to an iron, I've got a 9-iron here. When we get set up, what we want to feel, obviously number one is the ball position. So ball position is going to be with a mid to short iron, is going to be club in the centre and ball just forward to centre. From there, what's going to happen is now my sternum is directly over the ball. So when it's set up now, we're going to have a fairly level with the shoulders, and that's going to encourage us to hit down on the ball as we swing through. And the shoulders are key, and the sternum over the ball to help the strike. With the irons, we want to hit down on it, and obviously because it's on the ground, we don't want to be too far behind the ball as we swing. So during the iron swing, we want to really stay centered over the ball, especially for a short iron, so that we don't have too much movement off. So that's going to help us get the consistency of hitting down on the ball. So as we swing, we're staying over the center on the way back, so we don't move too much off to away from the target. The next key is as we come down and strike, obviously we want to be transferring the weight so we can get maximum strike, maximum power into the ball. So we're transferring the weight to the left, but it's key to get that sternum point at least over the ball to slightly in front, because then you're going to strike it pure. So you're moving down in the downswing, you're swinging the club down towards the ball, so we're hitting down on it. We're moving the weight forward so the sternum is over or slightly ahead of the ball. And from there we want to feel like we stay low with the club on the way through, so that we're not leaning back and lifting it and the club getting too high. So we're looking to kind of feel like we're driving the ball forward rather than lifting it in the air. So the loft is going to do the work for us. So we really want to feel like we stay over the ball, and then we get forwards and drive it forwards for the strike. Okay, so you're thinking, that's all good, but I want to know about the driver. So let's take a look. So now with the driver, we're going to have a couple of differences in setup. Number one is going to be the ball position. Rather than you being over the ball and the ball being towards the centre of your stance, we're now going to move that stance so that the ball, as you can see from the red line, is just inside the left heel, and that sets your body more behind the ball. And now there's going to be a clear difference in the shaft angle when you set up between the iron and the driver. So because the iron's in the centre and we've got the hands slightly forward, that's going to encourage us to hit down. But the driver now, with the ball being forwards, the shaft is just going to be neutral. We're not going to have too much lean this way. So that's going to help us hit the ball in the air also. So now with the driver, you've got your ball position just inside your left heel, and the hand's not too far forwards, fairly neutral with the shaft. Now you can see, because the ball's forwards, my sternum and my head are now behind the ball. So that's the key for you to hit up on the ball and get maximum launch and distance out of the driver compared to the iron where you hit down. So when we get set up here now, we're behind the ball. We've still got the weight 50-50 on the stance like we would with the iron, but now because we're behind the ball and we want to get it launching in the air, as we're swinging, we want to keep our head behind the ball in a similar spot. Although we're transferring the weight to the left, we want to keep our head slightly behind the ball as you come into strike to get the ball launching in the air more. But although we're keeping the head behind the ball, it's important to transfer the weight. So as we're coming down, we still want to move the weight to the left foot. We just want to feel like the head stays slightly behind the ball to get the right strike. Now there is one big key difference when you set up to the driver than to the irons, and that's with the shoulder tilt and the body tilt. So when you get set up to the irons, like we said before, you're going to get sternum over the ball and fairly even with your shoulders. which is going to encourage you to hit down, but we want to hit up on the driver. So the way we're going to do that, not only with the ball position, we want to see a slight tilt of the shoulders. So your left shoulder or your lead shoulder is higher than your bottom shoulder. You see my right shoulder's lower here. So the way you can do that in setup for a simple feel when you get over the driver is to set up, hang your right arm down by your leg and slide down and just touch your right knee. If you touch your right knee now, you can see how it's tilted my spine slightly behind and it's higher the left shoulder. From there now, that's going to encourage us to hit up on the ball, get the right strike, maximum launch and distance. So they are the main key differences when you set up to the driver and you set up to the iron that are going to help you get the consistent strike and the control you need. So remember, with the irons you've got to hit down, so your setup's going to be more level, and with the driver you've got to hit up to get the most out of it, so your setup wants to be slightly behind the ball. So next time you're down the range, get out and practice, get that setup right, hit some irons, hit some drivers. Let me know in the comments below how that's benefited your game when you've put this into practice. Don't forget to drop me a thumbs up, and more importantly, if you want more tips and videos to help your game, don't forget to subscribe below for more.